there, Airport Explorers. We're here in the baggage room at Terminal 1 here at Toronto Pearson. We have 30 kilometers of conveyor belts. And what happens when you're going on your flight is you get to the check-in counter and the agent puts a luggage tag on there that's read by the computer. The computer then sends the bag through the conveyor system down into the X-ray, because every single bag is X-rayed before it gets put on an airplane for security reasons. And then eventually it makes its way through all those conveyor belts to somewhere like this sortation area here. And then the bags are picked up by an employee from the airline or the company they've hired to handle their flight. They'll take the bag and they'll put it into one of these containers. The container then gets taken out to the aircraft when it's full and put inside the belly of the plane, underneath where the passengers are sitting. And the same process in reverse when they're arriving. The bags come off the container, through the container down onto the truck, and then get taken into the customs hall or to the baggage claim area, where someone is taking the bags out of the container and putting it onto a conveyor belt. So when you're waiting for your bag as you've arrived from the flight, someone is putting it onto a conveyor belt and it goes through the wall and ends up on the other side. It's a pretty cool place. Lots and lots of bags get processed through here. All right, so we're here on the Terminal 3 apron, and this aircraft is being loaded and getting ready to go back to Korea. So we've got baggage containers or cargo containers. We've got a catering truck that's sitting up on the hydraulic lifts. So the reason it's raised up is so that they can take the catering food carts off of the truck straight into the galley of the aircraft, where the flight attendants will later on serve the meals to the passengers, while the baggage gets loaded either on a conveyor or on these lift trucks and goes underneath where the passengers sit in the cargo or the baggage holds. It's pretty fascinating, all the stuff that goes on here when they're getting an aircraft ready to depart, or when it's arriving in reverse, taking all the stuff off. So here's an Air Canada Boeing 777-300. This aircraft normally would fly 450 passengers all around the world, but today it's flying cargo. They've converted it to fly only freight and things like perishable items. Now, perishables are things that are going to go bad quickly, like dairy and fruit. There's also a lot of PPE, or personal protective equipment, and pharmaceutical items. There's a UPS Boeing 767. UPS is United Parcel Service, so they only carry cargo. This particular aircraft has never carried passengers. Sometimes you'll get passenger airplanes, you can tell those with all the windows, and then they've converted them to cargo permanently and they've covered up the windows. But in this case, there are no windows, except for the pilots, of course. Here we have a Boeing 747-400 freighter. And I can tell it's a freighter again because there are no windows in the body of the aircraft. That's where all the cargo is put. Whereas the three little windows up the top, that's for the crew. That's a galley and service area up there for the crew. The pilots, of course, use the front of the aircraft, and that's what the cockpit windows are for. But a cargo plane usually has no windows, or if it's an old aircraft that used to fly passengers, they may have covered up the windows. In this case, there are no windows visible. It never was a passenger plane. Airport Explorers, I hope you enjoyed your visit to Toronto Pearson and the apron, seeing all the cool activity that goes on out here. We'll be seeing you around. This is Russ, over and out.